So we are doing what we call our Tiny Desk series at the Executive Director's Chair. That's where we are now. And we have been recording our webinars and posting them to this YouTube channel. If you are not joining us live, where have you been? Check out the information on our social media. You can come and engage with us every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time on Zoom and TikTok to learn, laugh, celebrate the limb loss and limb difference community, and have some fun with us at Amputee Aid. Now, in addition to Life Amplified, we like to record podcasts. That's where you are now, and that's where we are with our guest today, Brandy. Hi, Brandy. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Good. And I'm also just very grateful that you agreed to come on our podcast, The Amputee Show. The Amputee Show, everyone, is our deeper dive, our more intimate private conversation where we can talk one-on-one with folks, with vendors, with folks with limb loss and limb difference, and learn more about their stories or products or ideas and share them all with you in a more in-depth manner than we can with Life Amplified. On this YouTube page where you found us, you will find other sessions of the Amputee Show, and I encourage you to check them out and listen to all of them. Brandy, you have agreed to come on the Amputee Show to share your personal story. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we're so grateful that you did that. You know, all year for 2026, we have been championing the phrase, community stronger together. We want to share stories and be a champion for everybody in the limb loss and limb difference community in all forms. And we have been looking for someone who is willing to come and share their story, both from the perspective of someone who has been an amputee from a young age, but also someone who is an upper extremity amputee. And you are both. So you agreed, and I'm very grateful and thank you for coming on our show. So I want to get started. If you could just maybe introduce yourself to our audience, a little bit about you, who you are, where you're from, what your likes and dislikes are. Maybe not a dating profile, but something like that. Tell us a little bit about you, and then I've got a whole list of questions I want to ask that I'd like to know more about.
My name is Brandy. I'm a single mom with a 17-year-old daughter.
Mhm.
She is my left hand.
Mhm.
We have lots of cats and a dog that keep us busy.
Mhm.
And we work on homeschooling my daughter and taking care of everything at home.
Yeah. And I like how you said that your daughter is your left hand, because I think that's both literal and figurative. Because
It
I have
is.
the benefit of talking to your daughter, and I know you're a super proud mama because she's got some long-term plans, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, she keeps kind of changing up on me, but I think she's wanting to go into HVAC
very
and learn a technical trade,
yeah,
something that's very hands-on.
yeah, yeah,
And that's just her. She likes to get in there and just figure things out.
yeah, very curious. And you know, what a great field to go into. First, we know it's in high demand, but also as a
Yes,
female, I can tell you as
yes,
another,
ma'am.
I'd feel comfortable hiring someone who's a female who does HVAC, so
Yes,
close to her. But we also said literally she is your left hand because you are a left
I
arm.
love. Yes, ma'am. Um, I become an amp. I really lost it when I was 31, but at the age of 3, it was half cut off by a lawnmower accident, and it was sewed in my stomach for skin grafts, and I had bone grafts, and I never really had use of it.
Oh
So
my
it
God.
was there, but it wasn't functional really.
You
I
know,
could do minimal with it, but it was always something that was right there in my face that I wasn't allowed to play sports for fear that I would injure it more. My life was really focused around keeping that arm healthy as
yeah.
possible after that accident.
Can you
And
I want to ask you about, from that very young age of 3, and I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
about triggering or traumatizing you. I'm just
Oh
wondering,
no.
do you remember the accident? Like, is that something that's still a memory to you, or?
I remember from the stories I've been told, but I do remember bits and pieces of the day it happened. I remember getting very upset that they were using my baby blanket
Mm,
to stop the blood. And I
um,
couldn't understand why they were destroying my blanket, that it was like
yeah,
everything to me.
yeah,
And they were just trying to stop the blood to get me to the helicopter.
yeah.
And so I remember that in the hospital. I remember anesthesia very well.
You do?
Um, Very panicky feeling with that. It
Mm-hmm.
always scared me.
Mm-hmm.
I had 17 surgeries before the age of 5.
Oh my God.
And, but they, like I said, they saved it. I had a very amazing doctor,
Mm-hmm.
but I always kind of had it in my mind. Would it have been easier if they had taken it then?
Yeah, I mean, that's so many surgeries at such a young age.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned, and I wanted to ask you more about this, that as a little kid, you weren't like playing sports or doing lots of activities.
No,
Uh,
ma'am.
where you grew up, were there other kids who were doing those kinds of things? Like, did you feel like you were
Oh,
left?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody around me played t-ball or volleyball or, something. And I could go watch and cheer them on,
Mm-hmm.
but that was really about all I could do.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
And
did you have any siblings who were active in sports or?
both of my brothers, the oldest one was in baseball, and the other one, he was more into 4-H type stuff,
Sure.
animals and farming and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So at that age, and considering your arm condition, what kinds of
Yes, ma'am.
activities were you doing?
I spent a lot of time in the house with the grown-ups.
Okay.
Um, they were scared to let me go out very far. Uh, I did a lot of cooking. I love to bake and cook. That's where my daughter really comes in as my left hand now.
Okay.
So I don't wear as much food, honestly. I just she comes in and helps me pour things, and
Yeah.
where I would really make a mess with it, she just comes in and does it real quick and then goes and does her thing.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I venture to guess that some of the viewers of this podcast are wondering, maybe they are kids themselves or they are parents of kiddos who are your
Yes,
age at that time. So I'm just wondering for them, what was it like socially for you? Like, was it hard for you to make friends growing up, or was it easy, or like, what was that like?
um, I made friends with people older than me very easy. Kids my age were pretty cruel about it.
Mm,
Um, a lot of teasing, a lot of bullying.
mm,
Um, but I just spent most of my time with the older kids or the adults.
yeah.
Um, at one point, I volunteered at an art museum for about 3 years, and they had me doing everything from typing up the mailers to taking them down to the post office
Mm,
or just anything, dusting, cleaning, helping rearrange the exhibits.
yeah.
They kept me busy, and I really was thankful for them.
Yeah. You're reminding me of this phrase I heard about bullies, which is you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you, meaning you can
Yes, ma'am.
go. And it sounds like you kind of did that. Like you're with the older
Yes.
kids or going to volunteer at a place instead of being around people your own age who were more cruel.
Yes, ma'am.
You did?
I did a lot of that, and my mom worked at the art museum, so she
Oh,
kind of helped me get my foot in the door. But
yeah,
it was, and it was nice working with her as well.
yeah,
Getting to see what she did every day, and
yeah, yeah,
so. But I did. I spent a lot of time with more adults than kids because they didn't bully me about it.
yeah. Looking back on that, on your childhood now, do you think are there things you would have done differently, or maybe things you wish your parents would have done differently for you, or
I mean, yes and no.
okay,
I had um 28 very hard years with that arm,
yeah,
but I had it.
yeah,
So, I had the experience of feeling things in that hand. I
yeah,
had, the experience of holding my daughter with both arms,
mm,
things like that. So I don't know that anything that they could have done different would have been better
yeah,
because they were working in my best interest,
yeah, yeah,
and my mom really caught a lot of grief over it all because I was under her care when the accident happened, and
oh,
she had always had a lot of guilt about it.
yeah,
And so after I lost my arm, she was right there. I mean, until my daughter got old enough to start helping me, my mother was my rock
yeah.
and did everything she could for me.
It sounds like, although your mom had a lot of guilt, and that you didn't have any resentment toward her.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, because after my amputation, I tried to joke with my brothers. They were driving the lawnmower,
Mm,
and it was back in the 80s before the lawnmowers would shut off when you got off the seats.
hmm
So when they jumped off the lawnmower, it just kept dragging me.
mm,
And it traumatized them pretty bad. And I never realized because
hmm
I never joked about it or anything. And I don't even remember the comment I made, but they both started bawling. And I was like, wait a minute, guys.
Yeah,
We're not, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's
yeah,
feelings because there's no anger here for it. Like it happened. And there's nothing that can change that. But they, I realized then how guilty they had all felt for it for so long.
I think more people need to hear that, which is that number one, you don't resent your parent, your mom, even though you were under her.
Right.
Because I bet there are some parents watching our podcast who maybe they feel guilty, right? Or they wonder, what does
Yeah,
my kid think? But also, the fact that an injury or a traumatic event like this really does affect more than just the person who's injured, right? And for you,
it
it's your
does.
all those years later, it was still affecting them.
Yes,
So all right, so you mentioned 28 years. So you went 28 years with that salvaged limb, but then at
yes,
age
ma'am.
31, there was an amputation. So what happened at 31?
Um, it was weird. I woke up on a Saturday morning and my fingertips were black.
Oh, wow.
Never had anything like that happen before. Um, it really confused me and scared me because I didn't understand it. And so I went to the hospital and they took me from triage to ICU.
Mm-hmm.
I had blood clots from mid forearm to fingertips that had developed in that limb.
Oh my,
And it was a mix between medication, lifestyle, and genetics.
okay. So lots of factors coming together caused you to have those blood clots
Yes, ma'am.
and injury. So were you required to have an amputation like immediately, or did you go through a period of trying to salvage your limb or clean up the clots, or like what happened?
Um, they had me in ICU for 5 days.
Wow.
trying to clean up the limb, trying to get it restored. They thought they had it salvaged at one point, and then it just went the other way again. Um, they only really needed to amputate from mid forearm down.
Okay.
And because of all the damage, they had woke me up and talked to me about everything. And I asked the doctor to take it above all the damage. Because
Okay.
if I was going to lose it, I didn't want to hurt there anymore.
Got it.
So
Okay.
that was a that was a personal choice there, but it was it was 5 days. I remember waking up screaming, and they would have given me some Narcan because they had given me too much pain medicine,
Mm.
and I was
Yeah.
starting to overdose from the pain, but I was screaming even though I was unconscious.
Oh my God.
And so they were trying to control it, and then it was a rough 5 days.
I was gonna say, I
And
imagine it was in some ways it's like reliving what happened. You already had a traumatic injury when you were 3, and now
yeah,
here you are. Were you like reliving some of that? Like was it just like a lot?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There was a lot of things that happened during that few days that I'm really blurry on because I was sedated most of it.
Mm, boy.
I would only be awake for just brief periods of time when they would need to talk to me about treatment or,
Yeah.
something like that. So,
Did you have any family with you in the hospital?
um, my husband at the time was taking care of my daughter, kind of, and my mom was trying to be there, but her husband at the time really wasn't allowing her to. It was a pretty stressful time. She
Yeah.
made it there just in time to sign all the paperwork for the amputation.
See. Yeah, and I was going to ask you because by that time your daughter was born, and so
Yeah,
um.
she was almost 4.
Oh wow. Okay, so does she remember mom having two biological arms? Maybe
Yeah.
she does. Okay. Um, I wonder if while you're in the hospital, although you were like in and out, right? Sedated, not sedated.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you thinking at all about like where's my daughter? What is my daughter
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be? You
I
know?
was completely stressed every time I woke up. I wanted to know where she was at. Why I didn't want her there, but
Yeah.
I needed to know that she was being properly taken care of because she's my rainbow baby, and
Yeah.
I just I I'd never been apart from her before that.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of difficult to not be there for her.
Do you remember the first time you saw her after your amputation surgery?
Yeah,
What was that like?
she was very angry.
She
She
was.
wanted to know what happened, and she wanted to talk to the doctor
Oh,
because we told her that the doctor had to take it because it was sick. And
yeah.
then her first response was, "Doctor." And she was like looking for him, wanting to talk to him, wondering, because I guess we didn't explain it well enough.
Yeah.
And she wanted more reason why her mom was
What'd you do to
with
my
her.
mom?
Yeah.
She's angry.
It was
Um,
a very "what did you do to my mom" type
yeah.
situation.
What was it like getting her to adjust to mom without an arm?
She We didn't really have any help afterwards when I
Mm,
went home from the hospital. So she spent a lot of time on the couch with me, just sitting with me because I would be sleeping a lot because of the medications I was on.
mm,
And
yes.
she would just hang out with me and watch TV, and it was a big change for her because she was used to going to the parks and going to school, and
Yeah.
she didn't have she lost all of that when I lost my arm.
Yeah.
And so she was really kind of lost for a while,
Yeah.
not knowing. And
Did
I
you?
think it still affects her.
You do.
Yeah.
Um, I'm wondering if we have some parents who are watching our podcast, they might be wondering, like, I don't think I can do it, right? I don't think I can parent, especially not being a single parent. What
Right.
what would you say to them? Like, first, I think part of it's mental, like you just gotta believe in
Yeah.
yourself. But are there things that you learned how to do differently with just one biological arm, or things that you wish somebody would have told you, so you didn't have to learn the hard way, that kind of stuff?
I mean, the first day of kindergarten, I tied her shoes with my right hand and my teeth.
There you
I
go.
mean, you just do it. It don't matter. I mean, after a few days of school, we figured out that we can't do that no more.
Yeah.
The shoestrings were way too dirty. But, we figured out other ways.
Yeah.
And, we went to Velcro shoes for a while.
Hmm.
And, it really hurt me because I wasn't able to teach her to tie her shoes
Yeah.
or to put her hair up in a ponytail
Yeah.
or and that's stuff that she got made fun of for because she didn't know how to do. And I'm like, okay, but you guys all have two arms. Somebody come help me teach
Yeah.
her these things
Yeah.
because I just physically am unable. And we just we had some friends step up and really start helping.
Yeah.
Just good people.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it was very lonely and very isolating.
Yeah.
Just
You're
trying to,
you're bringing me back to
um,
that thought that we had earlier, that you can choose your circle, right? And so for you at that
yes,
time, part of your circle was your friends who really stepped up.
it really was. I
Yeah.
mean, they would come in and help me cook meals. Um, they would come in and help me clean house, because I wasn't in a good space for quite a while.
Yeah.
And so they would just come in and help.
When you say you weren't in a good space, was it physical issues, maybe mental, like some depression? Was
It
it
was
isolation?
depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
Um, it it was just really hard to, you can't wash dishes the same. You can't. You, it the little things will really get to you if you let them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't even open a can of raviolis for my daughter
Mm-hmm.
when she was hungry
Mm-hmm.
because my can opener, I didn't know that there was a one-handed can opener out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, which we've invested in things like that now. So if
Yeah.
she wants raviolis, I can go open her raviolis.
Yeah.
But, it just, along the way, you just pick things up and you learn.
Yeah.
I've tried a lot of adaptive equipment, and I find it easier just to use my nub for everything.
You know,
Um,
yeah. Yeah. Some people say it's
the
easy.
prosthetic, the prosthetic is helping, and I
Uh-huh.
am learning how to use it.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, even when I cut onions, my nub is right down there, and
Yeah.
I've sliced the tip of it before.
Ouch.
but I mean, you learn it. It's just a hand without fingers at times.
That's such a beautiful way of saying it. I think maybe newer amputees feel very self-conscious, like I don't want to use, or
Yeah,
I don't want people to see my residual limb. It's just a hand
yeah,
with fingers. It's your body, right?
yeah.
Um,
When I went into surgery, I was told I would be leaving the hospital with a prosthetic arm.
and where did you?
And no, ma'am, when I woke up from surgery, they informed me my insurance would not cover a prosthetic arm. And I eventually got one about 2 years later. And people tried to push me to a passive arm And I'm
Oh,
like, okay, guys, I'm not going to fool anybody with a passive arm
yeah. Yeah.
because, I mean, hi, my nub's here. Everybody's
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
And we lived in a small community as well. So I went with an arm that I could use and could be productive
Yeah.
with. And I
Yeah.
really liked it.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit more about that. But before we turn to talk about your prosthetic arms, because you've had more than one, um, I have a follow-up question on it's like learning daily activities after your surgery. Did you were you referred to like occupational therapy or physical therapy or anything like that, or did you just learn on your own? Like what happened there? Because it seems
Um,
that's not universal, that not everybody gets the same
mm,
referral.
uh, they gave me 1 day of occupational therapy.
Oh,
They taught me, or they allowed me to make a bowl of Jello using the microwave to heat the water
mm.
and then put it in the fridge, and that was going to be their lunch. So, I
There
mean,
is the surface of
that
daily.
was my occupational therapy.
Yeah. So if we have any insurance people watching this, I wish that we were more
Yes,
aware and open to longer terms for occupational therapy.
yes,
There's so much more to life than microwaving water for Jello. And who wants to eat Jello anyway?
yes,
Uh,
exactly.
so you so you went because of the insurance issue, 2 years, no
Yes,
prosthetic arm. At some
yes.
point, you were able to get your first prosthetic device, and it was an arm. It was not a passive arm. It was an arm that you could actually use.
It
So,
was a body powered non-passive arm. It was very functional.
okay, did you have a hook style attachment, or was it a simulated hand, or
I had both. They gave me both with it. I loved the hook. My hand was actually eaten by a foster dog of mine.
oh no,
Um,
probably should not laugh at
and
that, but
I he knocked it off of a shelf that it was on because I didn't wear it very often. I used my hook, and I come home and I just cried
oh
because there was nothing I could do about it but take
yeah,
him back to the shelter and be like, "Hey guys, this is the situation."
yeah, the foster dog
And
ate my hand.
yeah, and so and it was a shelter, so they weren't able to be any kind of helpful about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. They couldn't buy you a
so,
new.
mm-mm.
So what was it like as far as go through for folks who are maybe getting their first prosthetic arm? Could you tell us kind of the basics of what that process is like from the moment you get measured or fitted through the moment you're walking out of the clinic with your arm? Like what is that process typically like? Or what was it like for you?
um,
A little different for everybody,
for
but
me,
yeah.
uh, each time that I've had one, I've gone to the clinic and they cast up my stump, my nub, and they take that casting of it. They go make the silicone type sockets. They come make sure all that's fitting properly,
Mhm.
get all the measurements, get everything cut down the way it needs to be. Um, then they usually take it in and create the arm around the socket, I believe. And it when you go in, you just slide your arm into the socket. I use a like parachute type material to
Okay.
help slide down into my socket. And you get all that pulled through, get your socket on. And for me, with the type of prosthetics I've had, I use my bicep and tricep. Um, Firing them individually or together or in different patterns would make the hands or hooks move in different positions. With my first prosthetic, the hand would get stuck or
Mhm.
I would have a muscle spasm and the
Mhm.
hand would start rotating in a
Oh,
circle.
no.
All the kids around would be like, "Oh my God, it's
Yeah,
possessed." And
right.
it was really fun to play with the kids with it.
I wanted to ask you about that because kids tend to be curious.
Mhm.
When you got your first prosthetic arm, the very first one,
Yeah.
what was your daughter's reaction?
She loved it. She
Yeah.
has gone through the process with me every time,
Yes.
from start to finish. I've taken her to all the prosthetic appointments. Uh, we actually spent her 17th birthday getting my new prosthetic,
Yeah.
and the clinic bought us all lunch for that day for
That
her
is,
birthday when we were there. Made her day. She still
yeah,
talks about it.
that is so cool.
But she loves going through the process with me
Yeah.
and just seeing and being able to have input on it as well,
Yeah.
on things that I might not think about.
Now, you mentioned your new prosthetic, which I want to talk about in a little bit, because you got the arm, the socket, all the things. But if
Yeah.
I remember correctly, there was a period of time where you weren't able to get a new arm. There was like an
Yes,
insurance.
ma'am.
Uh,
Medicaid does
yeah.
in Oklahoma and Kansas both. Medicaid would not pay for a prosthetic arm.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was over the age of 21. I
Mhm.
didn't need it. Um, so I had Voc Rehab step in the first time,
Uh-huh.
um, and they helped me get the first prosthetic
Okay.
and helped me get going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really, it was great having that service available. But
Yeah.
they're kind of like y'all. I mean, it's it's hard to go with the newest, bestest thing when somebody is helping you get them
Yeah.
because it feels greedy.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I love my arm.
Uh-huh.
I've talked to them, and Medicaid here actually wound up paying for it.
Yeah.
So we got very fortunate,
Yes.
which I didn't know they would. But I had an amazing prosthetic doctor who
Mhm.
knew what to do and how to get it all approved.
Yeah. It really shows
So,
the importance of advocating with that insurance company and having the right
yes,
people
ma'am.
submit the right documents with enough detail. Um,
Yes.
I'm wondering, like, for that period of time when you thought insurance is not going to cover this, I can't get a new arm. Did you
Yeah.
start, like, if I were you, I would start panicking. Like, I'd go back in time to when I first got out of the hospital and I went 2 years without an arm. Like, I would start thinking, like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, there's no option. Did you go through any of that, or was it more like it's going to come eventually? Like, how did you handle that?
I actually was more like, okay, so I just don't get a new arm.
Okay.
Um, kind of not really even upset about it because, like I said, I use my stump for
Mhm.
everything these days.
Mhm.
And it just, I'm having to retrain with the new prosthetic because I have used this just the stump for so long.
Yeah.
Um, it's, but I mean, even when I first was told I couldn't have a prosthetic, it crushed me.
Yeah.
And I think after that, I just kind of protected myself by saying, well, I don't want one anyways.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the mindset I had for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but and there's stuff I can't do around the house. That's why I call my daughter my left
Yeah.
hand
Yeah.
because it's, litter boxes. It's hard to pick a litter box up one handed.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, that gets put on her a lot.
Mhm.
But she likes having the cat, so it's a win-win.
Yeah. It's part
But
of the responsibility of being a pet owner.
yes, yes.
So you
So
not only so when you got your most recent arm, fancy.
yes, ma'am.
Is it a myoelectric arm? What is it?
Yes, I believe it's the myoelectric. It runs off of the bicep and tricep technology.
What has been the learning curve, if any, for you of learning how to operate that arm?
More just getting used to the harness.
Okay.
Um, because I have to, either way, I either have a harness across my back and
Uh-huh.
around my arm, or I have a harness across my chest.
Got it.
And it's really getting used to that, um, that and getting the elbow to work.
Okay.
I'm I'm really slow with the elbow.
Okay. Have you had to go to any physical therapy or occupational therapy or anything, or like
I
training on?
did a I did just a little bit of occupational therapy,
Mhm.
and then um, I was getting pretty good with it, and that's when the elbow had
Mhm.
come undone, and so I'm having to get back in the habit of wearing it every day
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Um, and not only did you get it on your daughter's birthday, but it was also right around Christmas time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
It
So,
was a. I think we went in on her birthday, which was in November, and I think I picked it up like the day before Christmas Eve.
something like that.
So it was an amazing Christmas present.
I bet. And you were able to pick out a design to put on the sock,
Yes.
right? What is
Yeah.
it again? It's like really, you've got different kinds of
It's
things.
turtles.
It's turtles.
It's turtles with flowers, I think. And I don't know what all I put on it. Dragonflies, maybe.
Yeah, really beautiful.
But
You know, what made you pick out the kind of nature type designs?
I'm a turtle fanatic.
Okay.
I just love turtles. My mom was a dragonfly person,
Yeah.
and her name was Rose. So
Oh,
I went with dragonflies and roses.
that's really beautiful. It's a memory of your mom. That's really beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, After Christmas, like around that time, did she still want to be your left hand, or was she giving mom a little bit of pushback, like, no, mom, you can get the lead?
Yeah, she was definitely like, hey, you need to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You might be right a little bit, but you're still mom. You're
Yep.
not bullshit.
Oh,
So,
she would always come and help.
yeah. For people who are newer into this lifestyle as an upper extremity amputee, what things do you want them to know, or what would you tell them? Like if you're at the hospital, let's say you're talking to somebody who was like you at the hospital, what would you say to them, whether it's encouragement or reassurance or just like, tips or things that
Be
you've
patient with yourself and be kind to yourself
yeah,
because you're stepping into a world that you're just starting to learn.
yeah,
I mean, for me, it's given me balance issues. Having my prosthetic has helped kind of balance me back out.
yeah,
It affects a lot. It affects the way I walk,
hmm,
because the way I carry myself. Um, just be patient and be kind with yourself.
yeah. It seems like also always be willing to learn, because even for you,
Oh yes, ma'am.
from age 3 on up, you've had to learn how to adapt in some
Yeah.
ways.
You never. You've always got to be willing to learn.
Yeah,
That's whether if it's something that you enjoyed before, you can do it. I
yeah,
just make dream catchers, and I used to make dream catchers like constantly. I don't make them as often, but I still make them for people that are, special to me, and it's just it's something that I thought would be impossible
yeah.
because it's definitely a two-handed job.
Right.
But I get my feet involved and make a whole production of it, but I can get it done.
Yeah, you adapt. I think you have to learn how to be creative, but also
Yes,
not
ma'am.
scared to try.
Yeah. No,
Um,
you have to be willing to try.
yeah, 'cause it seems to me that for you, Brandy, although life changed, it didn't end. You still had to be a mom. You weren't going to not be
Oh
a mom.
yeah.
Velcro shoes or tying your shoes with your teeth or whatever needed to happen. Your daughter was going
Yes,
to
ma'am.
school. and you just learned.
Yep.
I have a suggestion to add to the next socket you get, in addition to roses. I was thinking about sunflowers so sunflowers, you always plant in twos, right? Because when it's sunny, they look toward the sun, but when it's dark, they look toward each other. And that reminds me
Oh,
of you and your daughter, like, like it's the two of you. So maybe,
yes,
not that I
ma'am.
get to decide, but just planting the seed
No, I love that.
for next time. I think this is a really lovely way to end our conversation, which is kind of bringing us back to where we started, which is you and your daughter. She's been on your journey for her whole life, really. But even now, with your new fancy arm, she's still your left-hand person, and
Yes, ma'am.
thing. So, is there anything else, Brandy, that you want to share with folks while listening to our podcast as we're wrapping up?
No.
Okay.
Just always be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah. Great. Right. And spoken from someone who's been learning for basically your entire life. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being willing to come on to the Amputee Show and to be vulnerable, share your story, which is in many ways sometimes hard to talk about, but a lot of people have questions like the ones I asked and might be going through something similar and just don't know, like,
Yes, ma'am.
am I the only one? And so
Yeah.
it's such a testament to you and also to your family who you spoke about, that you're willing to expose what you went through to everyone. So thank you for that. And I'm also grateful that we could be part of your journey. I remember on Christmas getting a picture of your cool new sock, and I was like, this is so awesome. I'm so excited for you.
Yes,
and also
ma'am.
that insurance paid for it. Love that. We love
Yes,
it.
ma'am. That was awesome. But I never would have even tried for it had y'all not been willing to help me. So
yeah, thank you. And thank you for letting us into your life. And we say at Amputee Aid, you're part of our family. You're going to be part of our family forever. So I'm glad that we get to be part of yours also.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this session of the Amputee Show. If you want to know more, like what is vocational rehab, scroll our page. We have a whole session on that. You can watch other sessions as well. We'll include contact information for us, Brandy. We really appreciate you being on with us. And take care, everyone. Remember, together we can restore hope.